Like, I really thought that all pregnancies are the same. It's like a flu. You have a flu and then you take this pill and then the flu is done.
And I remember like there was a Facebook message that said, stop talking about your kid. And I was like, am I talking about my kid too much? And you know, like, is my whole personality only my child now?
In my experience, like during my first pregnancy, it was very hard to get understanding from my colleagues. I think first of all, we were not like super close friends. So, and none of them were pregnant or in the headspace of being a mom. So I think that definitely was harder.
Even though she was always holding back, she said, no, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, but this is so fascinating. I didn't know this is what you go through. I didn't know you get stretch marks. Like, I didn't know your boobs hurt when people breastfeed.
He knows so much about breastfeeding and he does not want to know.
Yeah, so like, I didn't know it would hurt. Like, in my mind, it just looks like a very gentle, peaceful thing.
Piranha.
That's what people want you to think. Hi, I'm Estelle.
I'm Jill.
And we are the hosts of
Two Tired Moms.
Today we have a special guest with us, Josh.
Joshua Simon. So we've worked together for, 10 years.
Maybe?
23, yeah, about 10 years. How old are we now? More than 10 years.
We don't say the age.
Okay. And also, thanks to Estelle, we have beautiful friendship bracelets.
Guess what we are here to talk about today?
Correctos.
Friendship
are important, especially, and how it changes when you become a mother.
Exactly. I think nobody really talks about that or thinks about that, but the truth is that our friendships evolve a lot. From the moment you are pregnant, right? All the way through birth and afterwards. So I think you and Josh share a pretty special relationship because the two of you are both friends. And
why do I feel emotional already? Okay, but yes, no, correct.
Right. So give me some background of how you guys got to know each other and how do you see each other as friends versus colleagues?
I'd love to hear this from you because we've actually never had this conversation.
Yeah, okay, so from the very beginning, I did not like you. Because he was very he was a bit much lah. And back then when we first met, I was on the morning show and he was an intern that came in to do video for us.
Okay.
So we only met one day. And being on the morning show is very tiring. You wake up very early and then at the end of it, they're like, okay, can you do this video? I'm like, oh my God, really? And he's just like being, the gung-ho intern, very energetic and vibrant. I'm just like, oh my God, just like hurry up, get it done already. Then we got fired the next day.
What do you mean?
Oh my God, he's a jinx. So my whole morning show got fired the next day. And fast forward a year later, I get back into radio. I'm paired with another DJ and then she moves off to Kiss 92. And then my boss, my PD at the time, was like, okay, now you and Josh are going to do the show together. I'm like, oh, that guy.
Was that when things started to get more real between the two of you?
Okay, wait. First of all, I was never an intern. Okay, and see that's where the problem is. I was hired full time.
Oh, from the start?
To do film because I went to film school, so I learned how to operate cameras, work the lights, work a set. So I came in with a film background to start a film social media team because I had some like YouTube background as well.
Why did I not know this?
Oh, I did mention multiple times, but she saw me as an intern. Actually, I have a theory that Jill sees everyone as an intern.
So we did a show together. So this was when we were both young, single, wild.
Yeah.
And then met my husband. Then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
And that was during COVID.
Yes, over the pandemic, yeah.
So it was really tricky because we had to split teams. We had to do a lot of things. And then with my first pregnancy, I was also on bed rest.
Right.
So
okay, let's go back a bit. So obviously two of you got off to a kind of a rocky start, right? At what point did you start seeing each other as friends?
I think when we live near each other, then it's like share cab home. Like no one else to talk to.
I always saw her as a friend. She just don't want to friend me.
Maybe from day one, she was a friend, but from day one, he was your intern.
No, she was a friend.
Okay, so Jill's the kind of person who takes a while to open up, right? It takes a while to trust, right? Because she has such a strong personality. She has a lot of strong opinions about the world, which is, I guess, very off-putting to people because they assume that women are not encouraged to be that way around the world. So when you've got someone who is like that, who is very opinionated and speaks her mind and makes mistakes but also laughs at it, people get freaked out by that. They get very intimidated by that. I found that fascinating and I was like, oh my God, yes. So it took a while for her to also see me as a guy and see me as a safe guy friend. And we had obviously some breakthroughs together in our friendship in doing the show together. And yeah, We've never done this.
Yeah, it's very strange.
We don't talk about it's like parent and Asian parent and their children.
It's like
don't say I love you.
Yeah, I'll buy you lunch.
But you know the friendship is there, the trust is there.
Foundation
you guys
is
just
strong.
have not talked about it, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're here today to talk about it.
Oh God.
So I wanted to ask you in particular, Josh, because me and Jill, we have had such quite a couple of conversations about motherhood and how, during motherhood, we lose friends. From the minute you get pregnant, some friends start to isolate from you because maybe they are also trying or they are not in the frame of mind and just like, oh, I don't want to hang out with her anymore. And you gain new friends, you lose some friends. How did that friendship change throughout her pregnancy?
The wild thing is that I never saw it as a negative thing at all because I know she's like married, she's got a house, she's got kids, she's got dogs, so it's like, I actually just see it as this is my friend and this is what she's going through, right? I don't understand what's happening to her body. I don't understand the structure that she is often also like fighting against when it comes to making sure there's enough like resources and making sure there's enough, the system is set in place where she can be a mom safely and not have to worry about her job and not have to worry about compromising her career and stuff like. So,
did you ever think I was faking it? Because you don't know about like the womanly body, you don't know about morning sickness. Was there any point you were like, oh, she's milking it? I think really that sick me. I don't believe.
I'm a lot of things, but at the core, I'm still a guy. And a lot of things about the women's anatomy, I have no clue about. So when you tell me you have something, I'll just like, okay, it's something. It must be painful. I will just nod my head. And all I care about is how is she doing, right? So when she's going through her different things or she's I just make like, how is Jill? So even though things were changing in her life, my sort of perspective as a friend, or my role was always the same. It was like, is she happy? What can I do? Do I bring her food? Do I ask her out? Do I give her space?
He was more supportive than the husband. With my second pregnancy, I was already doing the morning show with him. And I was so nauseous. And he would give me like time checks. Okay, we got to get this done at 8:30. Okay, only 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes after that, you can take a break. You can go have something. You can go lie down if you want. So 10 minutes, okay, power through. I'm like, 10 minutes, you can do it.
Okay. And is Jill the first friend in your life who got pregnant?
No. A lot of my friends...
Who are these people that are pregnant? This is a bluff.
Actually, everyone... I'm pretty sure most of the people that we went to school with in our generation, they're all now married with children.
Yeah, but I'm the first.
You're like my first friend.
Yeah.
Who's going through this. So I'm like seeing it up close.
So when you see up close for the first time, like does it hit you that, oh, maybe I need to treat her a bit differently, with more care, be more sensitive?
It makes me regret not treating my mom better. Because I look at what she's going through and it baffles me how every mother goes through this, and we've obviously come a long way. There's still a lot more that needs to be done, but I think about like our parents' generation and how things must have been a lot harder for them.
Yeah.
With healthcare, with going to work and the environment, a lot of the conversations are being had now. I don't believe it was had then, but they powered through, and I'm here because of that. We're all like products of pregnancy, so it's like it just makes me relook at mothers now. It's like I've had to buy formula for you.
Yeah, okay, so story.
Yeah.
Story, right? My firstborn was lactose intolerant, so she only took soy formula.
Which was great because I was actually vegan for 6 months.
So she's like, oh my God, we have so much in common already. Okay. But yeah, it was very difficult to find this particular brand. Because it was so difficult to find, it was always sold out. So I'm like, Josh, if you're going out, can you help me? Can you check Guardian, was it?
I think so, yeah.
And he took a picture, is this it? And I said, yes, isomil. Yeah. And he's like, there are 8 tins. I'm going to buy all 8 tins.
Yeah, but all.
Then I said, no, don't leave one because maybe another mother might, also look cute.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was COVID. So he bought everything for me. He was I'm going to wipe out the shelves. Your kid needs the milk.
Yeah.
Was Josh like the first friend, the friend that you were in contact with the most often during that period?
Both my pregnancies, he was the first to find out. Before the father. I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant.
And that's because you guys worked very closely together?
Two things, yeah. Because he was my co-host, so obviously I'm like, I gotta tell you. But also like friend lah. If you're my colleague, but you're not a friend, of course I wouldn't bother. But yeah, both times. And even like in between, when I thought I was pregnant, I'll be like, oh, negative. Or I had a miscarriage in between as well. He was the first to find out about the kid and the miscarriage as well. So it is a very close relationship.
Yeah. Also because we were supposed to go to Tokyo multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah. So every time I'm like, oh my God, we're going to go to Tokyo. And she tried to cook sashimi in miso soup because I was trying to train her to eat sashimi. It's like, I'm not going to eat it. And then she took the sashimi and dipped it in miso soup and then ate it and then got stomach pain the next day. But so yeah, every time I'm like, hey, let's plan our trip. And then she's like, oh, I'm pregnant again. I'm like,
So it hasn't happened yet.
No, we are not going to talk in Japan.
You guys should still go celebrate at one point.
yes.
Was that really hormonal to you?
Was it different?
Jill already as a person is very different than most people. So I've never been annoyed. I mean, she'll always tell me, oh, this is painful, that is painful, I'm tired, I need this, I need this. So I'm always like thinking, what do I do? What do I do? Definitely not resentment. Like that's never crossed my mind. At that point, we were doing the morning show. I think we were doing the morning show recently last year. And it was 2 co-hosts, so myself included. So if she was not feeling well, someone would be there to like kind of tank the show. And the entire time, I was more surprised by how she was still, like the moment the mic comes on, she was still able to go into radio mode. Then the moment the mic comes off, she like slouches back down and then she goes to the toilet and then she's like, this is bleeding, that is bleeding. And I'm just like,
so scared.
oh my God, why are you still here? It's like, I take MC for flu. And then she's got like stuff coming out of her body. And she still comes to work. So to me, I'm just more like in awe that someone is going through so much with their body. And I'm the kind of person as well who, if I go through something in my body, it affects my mental health, it affects my emotions, it affects everything. So like she's going through all that and still being on the radio and then like still going out for dinner with her friends. So I was like, I don't know how you do it. I don't have the energy for it. So definitely not resentment, yeah.
Like if you talk about your day-to-day workload, did that change? Did you feel like you had to step up or do a bit more because of
Especially
Jill's
first
condition?
time around because I was on bed rest for so long.
From what I remember with Lily, it was more like you wanted to do more. Because I think during that period, there was that sense of fear as well, that if I'm pregnant and I'm on rest for so long, radio is all about relevancy, personality, and like all that she was concerned about was her child, her pregnancy, her marriage, right? And then it was like, if we talk about this on radio, is that too much? Is it self-indulgent? Will people care? And I've always been like, no, people will care because this concerns us all.
When I came back on radio, he would always ask, like we would have a segment about the kid in particular. And I remember like there was a Facebook message that said, stop talking about your kid. And I was like, oh, am I talking about my kid too much? And you know, like is my whole personality only my child now? So that one message, and then like I remember we had a talk and then we were also told, okay, maybe don't talk so much about your child anymore.
Was there something in particular that sparked that comment?
I can't remember.
I think it's just that the idea that mothers and what they go through with their kids is like
Their problem.
Discussed behind closed doors. And that's it. We don't have to know about it. Just let us know when the kid goes to school in primary 1, you know? And I, as a person, was learning so much about what she was going through. So in my mind, if I'm learning something, I anticipate that the audience will learn something about this as well. Or if they don't, then they should. And that was where I was coming from. So even though she was always holding back, she said, no, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, but this is so fascinating. I didn't know this is what you go through. I didn't know you get stretch marks. Like, I didn't know your boobs hurt when people breastfeed.
He knows so much about breastfeeding and he does not want to know.
Yeah, so like, I didn't know it would hurt. Like, in my mind, it just looks like a very gentle, peaceful thing.
Piranha.
That's what people want you to think.
So when she's like, oh my God, it hurts. And I'm like, it does? Then I tattooed my nipples, so now I understand.
No, it's completely different.
What?
He does this all the time. He's like, I got a tattoo.
I'm very proud of it.
I know what giving birth is like. I got a tattoo. I'm
No,
like,
you
no,
don't.
completely.
No.
Have I become a nicer person after becoming a mother?
I think
That's a no.
I constantly remind Jill that you cannot act this way because your kid is listening to you. Because she will just say whatever she wants. And that's the Jill that I've always known.
And my daughter can't pronounce F and S.
And then the kid starts using these words, all these terms.
She doesn't.
Sometimes. And then I'm just like, you cannot say this in front of the kid. You have to set a good example. So I'm starting to see her trying to mellow for the sake of the kids. And also, I think Lily in particular, she has such energy as well. So I think maybe that like freaks Jill out sometimes, right? You've met your match.
Yeah,
your own
I don't
child.
like. Oh my God. She
doesn't like anyone.
Yeah,
she thinks her child's an intern. Yeah.
Internally.
So we have shared that part. I mean, has this friendship of yours been changing ever since then? I mean, now you're pretty settled. You have had your 2 kids already. So
I feel like we don't get enough time together anymore, which I do miss, which I have not admitted to. But because he lives in a condo with a nice pool, And he's like, oh, bring the kids over. I'm like, I want to, but like, there's no time.
Yeah, I would love to spend more time with you, but like, it really doesn't feel... Our foundation is so strong. So even if I don't see Jill for like 3 years, I'm damn chill. And it's not like we haven't fought. It's not like we haven't disagreed. We've had disagreements. We've had things where she doesn't like things about what behavior that I exude, or I'm saying words that she doesn't appreciate, and we talk about it. And if we don't want to talk about it, we sweep it away for good. We don't like keep it under the rug and then spring it up when we want to attack each other. It's not like that. So our foundation is so strong to a point where we've had to be friends and also had to put all that aside and work, and then do the work, and then be inspired at the work that we do, and then be like, hey, yeah, actually there is purpose for you and I to be friends. It is purposeful what we have, because we are doing something great as well. We're almost like crafting something together. And that fuels our friendship as well. And our skill and craft is kind of like synonymous, symbiotic with our friendship as well. And I think not many people get to do that, where you get to work with a friend.
I mean, in my experience, like, during my first pregnancy, it was very hard to get understanding from my colleagues. I think first of all, we were not like super close friends. So, and none of them were pregnant or in the headspace of being a mom. So I think that definitely was harder, right? To get the support from your team. But if you guys are like working so closely and you're keeping him updated about every single thing.
Communication.
Yeah, that really helps. And I think also it's quite down to the individual person, how comfortable they are in sharing their condition, right? Because not everybody talks so freely like you, like speak now. And a lot of things about pregnancy can feel like very shameful to talk about in this Asian society.
Oh, I tell them about my hemorrhoids.
It's like, I don't even tell people about my discharge or things like that. Like some things you just want to like keep to yourself. And I think when we do that, then it's also difficult for other people to understand us, right? So having gone through what you have with Jill, do you have any lessons that you take forward with you when you work with pregnant women in future?
Wow.
Wrap this up for us.
Jill constantly reminds everyone that no one pregnancy is the same.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really thought that all pregnancies are the same. It's like a flu. You have a flu and then you take this pill and then the flu is done.
Okay.
You know, you get pregnant, your belly grows big and then it just comes out. So like she has really like stretched out that 9 months of what that is like, all the doctor's visit, the costs for the doctor's visit, the preparations that need to be made for like getting the house ready and getting the room ready and getting everything, making sure we have everything, making sure our finances are in order, and making sure that if I take maternity leave, I can come back and I don't have to freak out, or during the maternity leave, I don't have to be anxious about what's happening, that I have friends to talk to. And Jill already has her share of privilege of, you know, like having her parents to take care of the kid and all that and still be able to go to work. And so I'm also hearing that the moment any of these variables are different for a person, like the entire pregnancy changes and the person's outlook on everything changes as well. So it's to me, it really makes the whole birth of a child and seeing a kid like walk, I'm like, oh my gosh, so much has gone through, has happened just so that you can, like, it really has been very, very enlightening and exhausting.
And on that note, that was a very good wrap up. Yeah, the fact that, yes, you may have helped parents, understanding colleagues, if any one of those variables change, if you don't have your parents to help you, if you don't have a helper, if you don't have understanding colleagues, that vastly changes your whole experience of pregnancy, postpartum, coming back to work.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh, for coming on board. And I love the support you've been giving Jill so far. Please extend it to all the pregnant women out there. And please love it that you have more appreciation for mothers now as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on the street and be like, I'd love to be a friend with pregnant women. Like, I'm a great ally. Please.
Ally is the word. And on that note, it's time to take a nap.
Bye.